And welcome to NJPAC Backstage Live. I'm your host, Latoya Chanel, and we are here for our summer session, including the Sarah Vaughan International Jazz Competition. Today, my guest, who is the 2019 winner, I believe, the 2019 winner of the Sarah Vaughan International Jazz Vocal Competition is Samara Joy McLendon. So, welcome to the show today. Welcome. So first and foremost, I just want to start off in asking, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well. I've been out of school since March the 15th, so about 4 or 5 months or so, and I've been good. I mean, I'm hanging out with, besides, everything that's going on, lost a couple people, but I've been spending more time with family, learning how to cook, and roller skating, that kind of thing.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I my condolences to you and your family. I know you said you lost, some of your family members. How are you holding up at this time? Because this is truly a rough time for a lot of people. So how are you holding up with COVID and civil unrest and some of everything that we're going through right now?
It's definitely a testing of patience and a testing of faith on my part. You never know, how much you can handle unless you go through something. So I think maybe the first couple of months was pretty daunting, and emotionally just like felt like the weight of the world was on my shoulders. It's like we got this pandemic disproportionately affecting Black people, Black and brown people, people get killed. But I just, through it all, I've managed to, with the help of my family and having people around, I managed to maintain my peace and, and strength and peace of mind through it all. So it's been good.
That's good. You found some way to have some peace in the midst of all of this. So we'll get into, why you're here today. So you were here because you were the 2019 winner of the Sarah Vaughan competition, which is held at New Jersey Performing Arts Center in Newark. So first and foremost, congratulations to you. Just another round of applause to you for that, because I'm sure it was a lot of hard work to get there. And again, it's a competition, so I know that can't be easy at all. So I want to know, what was your experience like? Tell us about just making the decision to enter the competition, and then what the competition was like if you were going through.
I can hear somebody coming, so I just want to make sure I'm not interrupted.
Sure. It's okay, everybody. This is our virtual series because, as you all know, we are all at home, so it's okay. We have to deal with family. We have to deal with home life. So it's all a part of it. Trust me, it's fine.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
It's probably the competition experience. I would say it was a lot of fun for me. That was the first competition that I was ever a part of. So getting the email like you're one of the top 5, I was like, I couldn't believe it, because all throughout, like when I sent in my submissions, I was just looking. Comparison is not good, but I was just looking through everybody else's submissions, and I was like, oh my, I'm not gonna make it. There's people from all over the world. I'm from the Bronx. This is the first competition I'm doing. How I'll just, you miss 100% of the opportunities you don't try to do. That was my mindset. So I just was like, you know what, whether win or lose, I'm just gonna put it out there, and it ended up happening. And the other contestants were so great. Everybody was so nice. It was a lot of fun for me. The musicians were awesome. Everybody backstage, it was an all around really great experience.
Really? What made you join in the first place? What made you enter the competition in the first place? Yeah.
Well, one of my teachers, the year before, I had missed the deadline. Like it was posted up all around my school, posters, telling everybody to apply. And I was just like, I'm not ready. This was 2018. Like, I'm not ready to do this. I don't think I can. And so I missed it. And he was like, what happened? He was on me like the whole year. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. And it's my vocal teacher as well was like, just try it out. So it was my professors that urged me to give it a try.
And how long have you been singing?
I would say since middle school. I used to be a part of a lot of musicals in middle school. My first kind of exposure to singing, though, is every Thanksgiving. Every Thanksgiving, every family gathering. My family, I have a family of singers. My aunt sang, my dad, who was just calling me because he needed my help with something, but everybody on my dad's side, basically. Have you ever heard of Sunday's Best?
Yes.
Yeah, my grandfather, Elder Goldwire, he was the runner-up to Leandria Johnson. So, and he and my grandmother had a group called the Savettes of Philadelphia, which is still active today, spanning about 60 years.
Wow. So you're from a family of singers.
Musical family, definitely, yeah.
Oh my gosh. So this has just been ingrained in you for the most part.
But I was really quiet, so that's why, I can't say that I started when I was 2 or something. Like it started much later than a lot of people would expect. But I was just taking it all in, I guess, when I was younger.
Mm-hmm. So why jazz?
Well, in high school, my instrumental teacher, I had vocal class and the instrumental class was right next to us. And so I would sometimes sing with the jazz band. And so that was fun. I got to participate in a lot of different competitions. I got to participate in essentially Ellington, not the one at Jazz Lincoln Center, but at Fordham in the city right down the street. And when it came time to audition for colleges and stuff like that, I had no idea what I was doing. I thought I was going to go to Binghamton for accounting or math or something like that, because I was like, you know what, although music is the only thing I know, I don't know if it's that secure of a, career for me. Like, what if it doesn't work out? What if I'm not financially secure? But then I auditioned at Purchase, and I really liked the atmosphere. I really liked the community there. And so when it came time to choose between Binghamton and Purchase, I ended up gearing towards music. And I surrounded myself with a lot of classmates who love the music as well. And I didn't know about it. I didn't really know about it at all. I only knew about 2 standards when I got to college. So I was in for a rough time the first couple of years, but luckily I was kind of surrounded by people who had been at it for a long time, and they started showing me records, and then I started doing research on my own, and then I found my own love for it. So, yeah.
So before then, originally, what was your original style of music that you would sing?
I would mostly sing in church. So I would sing kind of contemporary gospel music. I would listen to a lot of old school stuff. My dad was Christian, or both my mom and dad are Christian, but growing up, my dad couldn't listen to any secular music, but my mom was all up in Studio 54 and all these different places. So I used to listen to a lot of old school, a lot of house music. Did a couple of gigs, singing backgrounds, doing R&B with some friends of my dad's. But yeah, so church and R&B music.
And now gospel. Then gospel, now jazz.
Yeah. But I still volunteer at my church weekly, so that part of me I can't let go.
Of course. It's part of your upbringing. Do you feel that music has a responsibility at this particular time in the climate that we are in?
Most definitely. That's why Sam Cooke's Change Is Gonna Come has like lived through all of these years, even with him, passing at such a young age. And songs like that, songs of it seems like whenever, to me at least, it seems like whenever these problems come to light and these problems arise, artists and creatives, they start to also respond and reflect the times in their music. So I feel like it's only, it's just kind of what happens. That's the balance of things.
So as an artist, if you could write any song at this time with everyone being home and with all that we are experiencing, what would it be about?
If I could write a song about everything that I'm experiencing, I think, like I said before, it would mostly be about finding peace in these times, because it can be so easy to just respond with anger and respond with, and it's okay, you know, it's obviously okay to be angry, but it's so quick to, that anger sometimes can eat people alive from the inside out. So finding peace, you know, in the midst of troubled times, I think that's what I would write about.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And how have you found peace at this time?
Whew. Having conversations with my parents. My church has these confessions that they do every day, for about 20 minutes, just everybody getting on YouTube Live or whatever, and just speaking positivity, speaking out in faith, listening to music, discovering new songs, learning about my history through documentaries on Netflix and stuff. I recently saw I Am Not Your Negro, James Baldwin again, which just came out on Netflix. It's just, those are the ways that I've been finding peace in these times.
That's good. That's awesome. I mean, we all need that. We all need to find something that takes our mind off of what's going on outside of our doors. And for some of us who have, you know, who have been affected by this personally, you know, we need to find peace within our doors as well. So it's very important that we all find something to do to lead us, you know, down that path of
in order for us to be effective at, you know, creating change, even though change is already coming about with peaceful protests and everything.
Mm-hmm.
How you gonna win when you ain't right within?
Yes, 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 yes. So on a lighter note, though, you know, for most of us, and for those of us who are watching, you know, we're not used to being on stage. We're not performers. So what is it like right before you are getting on stage and you're about to perform your piece?
I'd be nervous. I can't even lie. I'd be nervous. And those last minute, I feel like maybe an hour before, I'm like, oh, okay, it's cool. It's cool. We're just gonna go on stage. But about 5 minutes before, you know, you start to worry about, am I gonna fall? I don't wanna, you know, am I gonna mess up? Am I gonna do this? Am I gonna do that? And then I just have to be like, look, you can do the best you can do right now. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. And then, but the thing is so weird. Like 5 minutes before, I'm all nervous, and then when I get up there, I'm at peace, and I'm really comfortable, and I'm looking around at people, which I don't really do when I'm talking. So it's very interesting.
That's awesome. You're at peace on stage. That's good. That's really, really good. A true artist. So what song did you sing for the competition?
Let's see. We started out with two. So I sang two Duke Ellington standards, Perdido and Sophisticated Lady, both kind of medium up-tempo. And then for the third song, for the third round, I sang a ballad called Autumn Nocturne. And I had a list in my phone of all the songs that I wanted to, I had like 50 songs that I wanted to choose from, but I ended up picking those three.
Those three. And you said, and why those?
Well, I was comfortable with the two, Perdido and Sophisticated Lady. I had sung those before in school, not those specific arrangements, but I had sung the song, so I was comfortable with them. I wanted to make sure not to go too far out and trying to be original and creative and stuff like that. Just staying with what I was comfortable with and what would illuminate my strengths. The ballad, though, I had never sung before, and it was introduced to me by a friend, and I just thought it was really beautiful, and the melody spoke for itself without me having to do too much. It's very intricate, so that's why, yeah.
So why some of the older jazz selections as opposed to some of the newer artists that are out?
I think that especially since that is what I was studying at the time, and that's just generally what I'm attracted to, and what I was most comfortable with. I wanted to pick those.
So who are some of your favorite jazz artists?
Let's see. Okay. Singers, I love Etta Jones, Sarah, Ella, Carmen McRae. Gloria Lynn. Now, saxophone players, Eddie Lockjaw Davis, Charlie Parker. Trumpet players, Clifford Brown and Fats Navarro. And that's all I can think of right now. But
do your peers know a lot of these artists? I'm listening to the list that you just named, and in my age group, you know, I know a lot of the artists that you're speaking of, but do your peers know a lot of the music that you listen to and a lot of the music that you sing?
my school peers, yes, they're like the ones that introduced me to these artists. But I would say outside of my major, no, no. Which is it can be kind of weird sometimes, but you know, we can offer each other new music to listen to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so with the new music that you're listening to, who are some of your favorite artists outside of jazz?
Oh my gosh. I haven't, oh my goodness. I'm probably gonna sound really old, but I really love Kashif.
Mm-hmm.
I love, let's see, I was listening to the Isley Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I like Snow Allegra, newer.
Mm-hmm.
I like her voice. I like Brandy, Luther Vandross. We watched his concerts like on repeat. Yeah.
And do you sing some of the songs as you're watching them?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've always wondered, because I've always wanted to be a singer. I've always wished that I could be a singer, and clearly I'm
My grandma used to say everybody can sing.
yeah, no, it's not a strong suit of mine. It's actually not a medium suit. It's not any suit of mine at all, to be honest with you. But I always wished that it was. And so I always wonder, when you're watching these performances, do you sing along with them all the time? Are you constantly singing in the shower? What is that like?
Well, when looking along, like watching along with those concerts and stuff, I definitely like harmonize and try to sing with them and get those little inflections, because I can say that while I was like quiet when I was younger, I was definitely listening. Like I would listen to people like Kim Burrell and try to copy her, you know, when nobody was looking, and try to copy her riffs and her inflections and stuff like that. So I love doing that. I love listening to different singers and kind of, you know, taking different things and kind of melding it with my own sound.
Mm-hmm.
But recently, I be having gospel music on while I'm in the bathroom, in the shower, you know, doing hair and stuff like that. I just have it blasting.
Okay. So what's one of your favorite songs to sing right now?
Mm, comfortable. Well, are we talking jazz or outside? Both?
Both, yes.
Okay. Jazz, It's All in the Mind by Sarah Vaughan. And and secular, or you know, contemporary, I guess, is a song called Comfortable by her, because I saw that movie The Photograph, and that was what was playing when the credits were rolling. I really like it.
Nice. So a little bit of old world, if you will. It's, you know, Sarah Vaughan here and her here. So that's really an eclectic mix of interest in music.
Yeah, try to keep it interesting.
It is. That is extremely interesting. So let us know, what have you been doing since the competition last year?
Well, I did have a couple of things lined up for the summer that obviously got canceled, but I was like preparing for Newport, Carramore, which is a festival that takes place in Katona. Yeah, I was ever since the competition. I felt the pressure at first to kind of market myself and brand, and you know, reach out to everybody, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna, and the people will come. Not necessarily saying that. Hold on, let me start over. See,
That's
but
okay.
since the competition, I've not much changed. Like I was still gigging and stuff, and the gigs were kind of picking up like at Dizzy's and in the Village with Smalls and stuff before the competition. So I kind of was doing the same. Nothing really changed. I didn't get new opportunities. I just kind of got the title added.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to meet a lot of people, and so opportunities will come from that. But
and has that helped? Has the new title? I mean, being the winner of the Sarah Vaughan Best Local Competition, has that helped?
It is forever attached to my name. As soon as people hear, they're like, "Oh, so you were singer, okay."
Okay.
Which is great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Any advice to any of the upcoming competitors or those who are looking to apply to the Sarah Vaughan competition for this year? Because this year, the Sarah Vaughan competition, I want to make sure I have the date correct. So this year, the Sarah Vaughan competition is November 22nd. So for those who want to apply, and they can apply beginning, apply by September 8th, for the November 22nd competition at NJPAC, and it's going to be in Prudential Hall. What advice would you have for those who are either thinking of applying, like you said you weren't ready back in 2018, and then you did it for 2019, and now you're the winner. You didn't think you could even compete, and now you're the winner. Dreams do come true. What advice would you have for them?
To anyone who is hesitant, just do it. And to anyone who has already applied, you don't be scared, don't be nervous. It's really and be nice. Nobody was mean, but I kind of expected that. I kind of expected people to be like, "Oh, you're my competitor. Don't talk to me. I'm trying to beat you." But just be nice, be yourself. Be prepared. There are only 2 or 3 rehearsals, so it would help if you worked out those songs in advance to make sure that you were comfortable with them. Be friends with some musicians. Introduce yourself, even if it's outdoors and 6 feet apart. Don't be afraid to work out these songs. Don't be afraid to ask for help.
That's pretty good advice. That's pretty good advice. So, will you be around for the competition this year? I mean, even if it's just to view, if you can.
They actually asked me to sing a song, so I'll be there. Okay. I'll be in the house.
Okay, awesome. That is awesome. That's awesome. So let us know a little bit about how we can find your music. Are you on any of the platforms for anybody who wants to hear your voice? So everyone is watching this interview and they're saying, okay, she's the winner. How can we find her? I mean, for anything that you've sung in the past year or so since the competition, how can we find you and listen to your beautiful voice?
Well, I'm in the process of recording. Recording a couple standards, but for now, you can go to my website samarajoy.com and look at some of the videos that I've put up. Most of the things that I've sung are on YouTube. So if you just look up my name, Samara Joy Jazz or something like that, then it'll come up. But the best way is to go on my website and look at the videos that I posted up there.
Okay, and that's samarajoy.com?
Yes, samarajoy.com.
Okay. You keep saying standards. For those of us that are watching that are not familiar with terms in music, what are standards?
Standards are are songs from a Great American Songbook, usually used in Broadway plays and older movies, and then they were adopted by jazz musicians and turned into standards.
Okay. Do you do any writing?
I'm working on it. I'll say that. I had a class my junior year for arranging. So I got the chance to arrange some big band charts and stuff like that. So I can say that I'm arranging, but I'm working on my own compositions.
Okay. What's your favorite part to do? Is it just singing? Are you finding a love for writing and arranging now? What's your favorite part?
I like arranging. I really do. I really like arranging and
singing.
Arranging those voices. I wouldn't say over, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Like singing is what I've done the most. But I never knew that I had the ability to arrange. So when it became an assignment and I was like, okay, I got to figure this out because I'm not trying to fail. I realized that I had, the ability with the help of my friends, of course. So yeah, it's a new skill that I didn't know I had, that now I have the opportunity to exercise now that I know I can do it.
And
So
explain arranging to those who are watching that don't necessarily know what that means.
okay, well, the type of arranging I've done is I've taken a standard, and let's say for a big band chart, I've taken a standard, written an intro for it, not necessarily with everybody involved. Like it could just be just the saxophone section intro, and then I come in with the trombones behind me. So I'm arranging every single voice around mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Of the song.
Okay, arranging some what is it? Arranging a composition?
Yeah.
Okay.
Arranging it. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Okay. And so your final thoughts again on the advice for the upcoming competitors. Any words of encouragement? Any additional words of encouragement?
I would say, even if it doesn't end up working out, like if you don't make it to the top 5, or or don't win or anything, this is just one step of the journey. This is just one step in your journey. And if you do, congratulations. That's awesome. But there can only be one winner. So if you're one of the people that didn't, then don't. It's just a stepping point. It's just a stepping stone, and it can add to your experience. So use this as, if anything, as a learning experience to help you along in your journey.
Nice. That is very nice. That is very nice. So one more question before we're done for tonight. Are you in touch with any of the prior contestants or any of the judges?
I've been in touch with Matt, the record producer. As far as contestants, I think the most active I've been with is the most in touch I've been with is Vivian Sessoms.
Okay.
There's Victoria, there's Christina, and Daniela. I haven't spoken to them in a while, but I've seen some of their posts, on Instagram and stuff like that. But I think Vivian is the most I've kept in touch with, and everybody, we're all very supportive of each other, which is kind of cool because I only knew them for 3 days. So everybody's really nice.
And that's good because it's a competition and it's in music. So the fact that you have forged these friendships and stayed in touch, that's a really good thing, because unfortunately the music business doesn't get that kind of reputation. But that's awesome that even in a competition that you all were able to do that. So that is really, really good. All the best to you and your career and all that you have going on next. For everybody who is watching tonight, if you would like to be a part of the competition, we have been posting the website on the page here. It's the SarahVaughanCompetition.com. Please make sure you enter by September 8th. Again, apply at SarahVaughanCompetition.com by September 8th. And the competition, I believe, is November 22nd at New Jersey Performing Arts Center in downtown Newark, and it will be in the Prudential Hall Theater. Samara, thank you so much for doing the interview today, sharing some of your wisdom as the competition winner for the last year, giving a bit of advice to the competitors that are going to be coming up this year for 2020. Absolutely amazing. And what's your social media handles again so everyone can hear you sing?
Website SamaraJoy.com, Instagram SamaraJoy Official, Facebook SamaraJoy McLendon.
All right.
I don't know, but.
All right, we'll make sure to find you and we'll make sure to listen to your beautiful voice. Thank you again for tonight's interview. Thank you for being gracious enough to answer all of our questions and hopefully being a ray of hope for someone who's watching now who is thinking about entering.
Yes, pick songs that add to your strengths too.
Okay. So, more advice. More advice. So that is great and that is awesome. Thank you so much for tonight. And we wish you all the best.
Hope to see you there.
Yes, yes. All right, everybody. This is NJPAC Backstage. This is the Sarah Vaughan Jazz Vocal Competition portion of NJPAC Backstage, where you, the viewer, get a firsthand look on what it's like to be an artist on some of our NJPAC stages. Thank you guys so much for watching each and every week on Tuesday at 6 p.m. And we'll see you guys soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.